Hey guys! So yes, I am in my kitchen because for one, it is nighttime and there's sucky light in my room, so there is a lot better lighting quality in my kitchen. So this is a little new experience for me as well. So yeah, I'm going to be broadcasting from my kitchen tonight. So you know that book buying ban that Gene and I are going on? Well, it's in full swing. But before we started, we did one last book haul at Books A Million, Book Outlet, and our local used bookstore. So this video is going to be about my Boxing Day book haul. And to give you a little bit of an update about the book buying ban, I know Gina kind of changed her challenge up to 20 books instead of 10, but I'm still going to refrain from buying any books until after my Denver trip. I will be in Denver from March 15th through the 22nd. So yeah, I'm going to try and not buy any books until after my vacation. So the first book I have here is The Beast Within by Serena Valentino. Remember that book I showed you about the Wicked Queen? Yeah, so this is by the same author, and it kind of goes into the story of Beauty's Beast, from Beauty and the Beast, of course. So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope it's just like the one about the Wicked Queen, and when I saw this, I instantly knew I had to have it. Horns by Joe Hill. Books A Million was doing a buy two get one free, and this was on their list that they were offering, so I thought, yeah, why not? I really want to see the Daniel Radcliffe movie, and Gina owns this book, and she really likes it so far, what she's read of it, so I might as well give it a shot. Impulse and Identical by Ellen Hopkins. I'm kind of on the Ellen Hopkins bandwagon, and I have numerous of her books already, so why not add to the collection? Smack and Nicholas Dane by Melvin Burgess. I saw these on Book Outlet, and they both look really interesting to me, and I've heard great things about Smack, so I thought, why not? Give it a shot. It's kind of a teen... Of what I understand, it's a teenager overcoming drug addiction as her life spirals out of control. And then when I read the synopsis for Nicholas Dane, it's about a boy who basically goes through every abuse possible. Cracked by Kate M. Walton. This is basically another book about drug addiction, and Gina pointed it out to me on Book Outlet, and like, hey, why not? I'm really looking forward to this one. The Gemini Virus by Will Mara. I'm not really sure what to expect from the Gemini virus. Is it kind of like Ebola? I mean, Ebola is kind of the big disease that's scaring the nation right now. So I guess Gemini virus is just kind of like a disease that's going around the nation, scaring everyone, and there's like no cure or something. It's basically a nightmare virus. So I'm interested to see what this book brings. Dead or Alive: Confessions of a Unexpected Stay-at-Home Dad by Adrian Culp. This is a story about Adrian Culp, who is a 32-year-old man basically living his life as a teenage boy. When he learns that he's about to become a father, his wife asks him to grow up, and so he kind of puts away his childish tendencies and tries to become a father. Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry, the second book of the Giver Quartet. So I loved The Giver. But the thing is, I did not know that Gathering Blue was not really a sequel. This is a whole new story. It's part of the quartet, but it's a whole new story. All new characters, so I did not know that until my friend Chelsea told me that, since she owns this book. This is a book about a child during World War II from his perspective. He is growing up in Nazi Germany, and as you all know, I'm a big fan of World War II, Nazi Germany, Hitler, etc., etc. And this is about a boy who gets smuggled out of Germany to war-torn London, and then crosses the enemy seas to Australia. So he must forget his past in order to survive. So I was looking through World War II books, World War II fiction books, and I saw this one, and I was like, this sounds interesting. And Jackie French also wrote the book Hitler's Daughter, which I already own. And that was a really good book. I read that when I was like in 8th grade. It was really interesting. If you have not heard of that book or checked it out, I highly recommend you to. So yeah, Pennies for Hitler. Still Alice by Lisa Genova. Still Alice is about to become a movie, and this is the story of a psychiatrist who is battling with Alzheimer's or dementia. And Gina got this book. She told me some things about it, and I found this at our local used bookstore. And so when I saw it, I'm like, this might as well give it a shot. It was like $2, so why not? So I'm sure many of you have heard of Dave Pelzer. He is the author of A Child Called It, The Lost Boy, and a man named Dave. So when I was at the used bookstore, I saw this book, and I've read it before, and it's a really enthralling book, very heart-wrenching, very keeps you on the edge of your seat. The Dante Club by Matthew Pearl. So this takes place in Boston in 1865, and this is a story about a detective trying to solve a series of murders based off Dante's Inferno. I never read Dante's Inferno, and it's on my to-be-read list, so I'm going to have to read that before I read this book, but this just sounded really interesting. I know the background of Dante's Inferno, and I know what it's about, so yeah, I thought this would be a really good book to read. The Heart-Shaped Box and number S482, both by Joe Hill. I forget that Joe Hill is the son of Stephen King, and both of these books were on Books A Million's website, part of their buy two get one free, and so these were the only two that seemed interesting to me, so I thought, hey, why not? I've only read one of Joe Hill's books so far, and it was really good. So yeah, Joe Hill is just like his father. He writes mystery and thrillers, and I think these are both going to be really great books. The Marlowe Papers by Ross Barber. Now, if you haven't heard of Christopher Marlowe, shame on you. He is a brilliant author. I learned about him in my major English authors class in college, and he is also the author of Dr. Faustus and many other stories. So in 1593, Marlowe died, and the story was that he got into a bar brawl and he was killed. Well, apparently this is a story about him telling the truth, revealing that it was not that killed him, but his death was an elaborate ruse to avoid a conviction of heresy. So, after reading Dr. Faustus, that story really made me interested in Marlowe, and I want to read more of his works. And I thought this book would be kind of cool, kind of get a different perspective of the story. What's really cool is that the book is written in verse, like a sonnet. Last but not least, Scarlet and Crest by Marissa Meyer, both of the Lunar Chronicles. The first book was Cinder that I showed you in my previous video. So after buying Cinder and actually taking a good look at it, that made me intrigued to buy the other books in the series, because I know once I read Cinder, I'm going to want to continue on with the other books. Even though they might be different stories, I'm not quite sure. I need to look a little bit more into them, but they seem like really easy reads, and this series will be on top of my list. Now they have another book called I can't remember the name off the top of my head at the moment, but that will be coming out, I believe this month. So I may be cheating on my book buying ban. Not sure yet. We will see, and I will update you on that. So yeah, that was my Boxing Day book haul. Overall, I got 21 books on Boxing Day. I don't know if that's outrageous, sad, or fabulous. I'm gonna go with fabulous. I know you all want fabulous as well. This book buying ban is in definite need. No more books until after my Denver trip. So maybe one or two. You never know. I'll try. It's going to be hard. But yeah, you know the drill. Go ahead and subscribe, tweet me, comment. If you have any comments on these books, please let me know. Go ahead and let me know what you bought on Boxing Day. I'm really intrigued. I heard that Book Outlet's website crashed because so many users were in the process of buying books, and the website just couldn't hold out. I hope you all enjoyed this video. That's all I have for you right now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.